Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna just kind of jump right into it. I tried to upload a goth video, which 27 of you guys have already watched. So if you did see that video, I'm sorry. And for those of you just now tuning in and like, what is he talking about? Thank God you didn't watch it. It wasn't my best work. I didn't like how it came out at all. The concept was just everywhere, and ultimately it really just was not true to my style. I tried something new, it didn't work out, I deleted it, and we're gonna be moving on. So instead of doing goth video, and you know you guys, that's part of makeup. That's honestly, that is what it's all about. It's all about messing up so you can learn to do better. Sometimes you gotta mess up, look back at it, and grow from it. And the crazy thing is with my social media, and just social media in general, typically you guys don't get to see the behind the scenes. You don't get to see the mess ups. You don't get to see how many times I've created a full face and then wiped it off because I didn't like it. You only see the end product, which is my best faces that I've created, or my best makeup looks, or whatever you want to call it. Instead of doing a goth video, I feel like I'm gonna stick to my realm, and I'm gonna give you guys a sultry, sensual date night look. So with that being said, I have a go-to smoky eye look that I've done for months already. It's kind of like my perfect version of just a quick go-to smoky eye, and I pair it with a nice deep red lip. As you guys know, I love a good red lip, and this look is no exception. So without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. So I'm gonna go ahead with my No Pore Problems by Touch and Soul. I actually got this in my BoxyCharm, and it is one of the best primers in the market. You can really feel that there's a stick to it, and for me that's good because I want something that my foundation is gonna stick to, and it's just a good primer. By the way, you guys, I've already moisturized off camera. So for foundation, I'm gonna be using my NARS Sheer Glow in the color Macao. This is a beautiful lightweight foundation with a very natural skin finish to it. There's nothing heavy about this foundation. I love it so much. I remember when I found this foundation, it really was a game changer for me, being a full coverage queen that I am. You guys know I love a good full coverage foundation, but this is the most, I would say, like light to medium coverage, that it gives me the coverage that I want, but it's still lightweight. It just feels like there's nothing on my face, and it's a beautiful match. Honestly, it's so funny that I'm doing a video on sultry makeup, like date night makeup, and I haven't been on a date in years. I'm just going back in and adding coverage where I need it the most, which is these areas. But it's so funny to me because I've only had 3 boyfriends in my entire lifetime. So just for the privacy of everybody involved, honey, I'm not gonna name them. But yeah, no, surprisingly, this loho has only had 3 boyfriends. Now, I didn't say I didn't get down, I just said I had 3 boyfriends. And partly I can say that that's because of me, but honestly it's because like courting in the gay community just doesn't exist. Before I go any further, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my brows off camera, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, now that I'm back, I'm going to be using my Morphe 35B Color Burst palette, which is a great versatile palette if you just want a burst of colors. As you can see, most of the colors that I've used are down to the pan. It's because this is a very, like, I'm telling you, you can get so many looks out of this palette. It's my go-to palette when I want something fun, when I want something crazy, and it's just right there. I'm going to be going in with that yellow color in there first and doing patting motions. Now, I didn't set my eye with any powder because I want it to really stick into my concealer. So as I was saying, there's not a lot of courting that goes on in the dating community in the gay scene. It's just not. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me, I don't speak for all the gays. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm very much so like, who doesn't want to be courted? Like, who doesn't want to be, you know, taken on a date and shown affection? Like yes, there are times where I just want to get down and get it in and like, let's just cut the BS, let's get to it. But there's also times where like, no, I want a boyfriend, I want a relationship, and nobody's gonna take me seriously if I'm just giving it up on the first date. Let's be realistic. Also, not only that, I just refuse to settle. I just don't want to settle. Taking that orange color, I'm gonna go ahead and start tapping that right under that yellow, keeping it in that crease, just like so. And it's not one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to settle because I want the most beautiful boyfriend in the world. No, I don't want to settle for a dude that just doesn't respect me, or a dude that's gonna hold money over my head, or a dude that's just not gonna be faithful. No tea, no shade, but I know a lot of young ladies and men too who are in relationships solely because it's comfortable and they settled. And when you settle, you do have to put up with certain things from that person because either they're financially more stable than you are, they've already cut you off from your friends or even your family. Like, when you settle, you're probably getting into a toxic relationship where you're not happy and either you're the toxic person or your partner's not happy and is the toxic person. Or worst case scenario, you both aren't happy and you're both just toxic. And I just never got that. Like, that is so weird to me. Like, why are, you know, people are so proud to be in toxic relationships. Like, I'll burn his house down and I'll kill him and I'll do all this other stuff. And it's like, girl, what? You're gonna go to jail for him? You're gonna go to jail over a dude that you don't even care for like that, sis. Honey, we are not the same. I'm gonna go ahead and blow this out towards the end. Now listen, I'm not acting like I'm better than anybody. I'm not acting like I don't have my moments of loneliness. Y'all, I get lonely just like everybody else. There are times where, yes, I'm human. I crave affection. There's times where at night, like, I wish I had a boyfriend. I want, like, somebody to care about me and text about me. That's not like a family member or a friend. Like, I crave that intimacy, but I also crave that respect for myself where, no, like, I will be, like, I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable being alone. So that way I'm not, you know, just compensating for any which, you know, Tom, Dick, or Harry off the street. So that way I'm happy or not alone. Like, that stuff is weird to me. I'm not going to compromise my feelings for loneliness. Next, I'm grabbing the black color that's in that palette, starting from the outer corner like so. I'm just going to go ahead and tap. Now, it's very important that you are tapping that color on there and not dragging it. You just want to tap it. I want to make sure that there's an even coating of black on my eye before we start any blending. And I just kind of want to push that color outwards and up slowly, but using tapping motions. Once you have that overall raccoon looking eye there, you want to take away that harsh line that's right there. So you're going to use a regular eyeshadow brush, whatever you choose. I would prefer fluffy brush that has nothing on it, no product. And what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to lightly blend that end, that line where it meets the orange, and smoke it out. You don't want to do harsh blending because you're going to tell and your black can become patchy. So ever so lightly, I'm just going to feather out that black line right there. I'm just using small circular motions all the way around. Lightly smoky, 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 smoke. When you get towards the end, you just want to use circular motions and lightly blow that outwardly. So once you have that general shape and color in there, like so, I mean, it's really just a 1, 2, 3 step process. It's really easy. I'm gonna go ahead and complete my other eye off camera and I'll be right back, guys. Using my Shape Tape concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and start concealing. I'm only gonna be putting this in places that I want coverage. I'm not gonna go super heavy with the concealer today because when I think of date nights and, you know, just makeup for your boyfriend, I think of more natural looks, especially for date nights. I want to keep it bold on the eyes, but the rest of the face, I really want to be kind of subtle. I have a new product that I want to try. I know it says it's for body, but it came in my beauty blender set that my mom gave me. Forgive me, I really don't have the information on it. I just know that she bought it off like BoxyCharm or something of that nature. So I'm actually going to just try to use this to blend out my concealer. If it doesn't work out, I have my handy dandy, just like a regular beauty blender. So let's go ahead and see what this does. Do I like it? Do I like it? Oh, that actually oh wow. Okay, so that blended out my chin beautifully. I'm actually not, let's just, hold on, before I get too excited, let's keep going. No, I'm actually not mad at that. I actually really like this. Oh wow, this is a beautiful blending product. Okay, I should have used this for my foundation and my concealer, so next video I probably will. For the tight areas like this, I kind of just fold it in half and blend up and outwardly. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's blending so beautifully. And the further up I get, I guess I'm just gonna really use that beauty blender to blend everything out. Oh, that's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. Wow, I really like this product. All right, so this is a plus. I'm gonna have to get the name of where I found this from because I'm gonna need to buy at least like 10 more. Let's see how this blends for under eye. So getting into those fine areas with that big one was a bit of a problem. I just like a little bit more of a detailed blend down here, especially going up to that cut of my eye. But it did blend out the rest of the face beautifully. So I'm just gonna use a regular beauty blender to go in and, you know, blend out my concealer. Another big reason why I just haven't dated too is because I'm very much so, and I know you guys are gonna kill me because like there's a big thing about like tops and bottoms in the gay community, and we're not really supposed to be like judging one another, and I don't, but I have a preference. Like I prefer a masculine man. Like I guess you can say that's why a lot of bottom gay dudes like straight men, but I don't care for straight men. I just want a masculine dude. Now, here's the dilemma. I want a masculine man, but the masculine gay dude does not want me because I'm very feminine. And they feel like, well then why would date you when I could just go date a girl? And it totally makes sense, but it's like I don't have a vag. Nor am I always dolled up like this. Now don't get me wrong, I've had plenty of offers from masculine men, beautiful men, but they've always asked me to compromise or change something or try to tweak me. And I just didn't feel comfortable, and it also hurts my feeling. It's like being told like, you're good, but you're not that good. Can you talk deeper? Can you dress more like a boy? And it's like, also, this isn't build a hoe. Like you don't get to just build up the person that you want. Or I used to date download guys, straight dudes that were not out yet. And they were like, yeah, no, like, you're perfect and this and this, just as long as nobody finds out. Or they were embarrassed to go out in public with me. And it's like, oh, I'm an embarrassment? Honestly, that is one of the most hurtful things. It's like, I wasn't an embarrassment when you were eating my butt, but I'm an embarrassment because you don't want to get caught because you're scared of coming out in 2020. And just like word of advice to my other gay dudes out there, trade will never love you. Understand that. Trade will never, say it with me, trade will never love you. It just won't. Learn from my experiences. The Huda Beauty setting powder, I'm just gonna go ahead and set my under eye with Kunafa. Moving on to under eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and hit my waterline with this black eye pencil. You guys, I love this eye pencil. I got it at a hair store for like $1.25. So if you're ever at your local beauty supply store, pick one up. They have this in white, they have it in black. I suggest you pick up both. It gives you versatile looks. Once I have my waterline lined, I like to go in with my under eye with a thicker black. Now this step is completely optional. You can just hit your waterline with it, or you can leave it as is and just hit it with mascara, but I find that there's not, you know, that's not a lot of fun. Once everything's done, you should have an eye that looks like that. Now for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using BH Cosmetics Blush and Contour Kit. It says that it has 10 color blush palette. But there's a lot of contour colors in here too. It doesn't have any names on them. It looks like this. This is what I'm going to be using. The great thing about this palette is that there is a lot of undertones for my chocolate girls in there and boys. It gives you those red undertones that you need, those orange undertones that you need, those yellow undertones that we need for our skin tone to really pop. You can stop as soon as you feel like you've hit the coverage that you want. And I'm kind of okay with this. Again, we're gonna keep it really subtle on the skin because we want the drama and attention on our eyes. You know, it's crazy how dating works and just life works in general. I remember being in middle school and feeling really left out. You know, while all my friends were getting boyfriends and girlfriends, I was like the oddball. I was one of the first few people to come out, like in Lehigh in general. Came out at a really young, I didn't never really come out. Like I was always gay, I always knew it, and I had supportive family. And I never was made to feel like I was in a box. Unfortunately, I was way ahead of my time, and a lot of my peers and my friends made me feel like an outcast in general. And I say all that to say to any queer folk who are watching, just don't give up on your journey. Don't ever feel like you're an outcast. I can tell you firsthand, there's a boy who used to hate me. Well, there was about 3 different guys. There was an Asian dude, there was a white dude, and there was a Spanish dude. And they all didn't like me. I don't know if they were necessarily friends with each other, but I just know that they really had a dislike for me. Fast forwarding in life, each one has either come out as gay or has come to me and said, hey, listen, the reason why I didn't like you back then is because you were so out there. You were able to be out, and you didn't care, and I was insecure and I didn't like you for that reason. And so I always think to myself, like, wow, all those days that I went home and cried, or I went home feeling defeated and hurt, but I never showed it to them. I never cried in front of them. I never showed them, never, you know, I always kept a good poker face. I kept it together very well. I handled myself very well in public. Didn't mean that I didn't go home and I broke down, because I did. But I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, if I only knew that back then, they only didn't like me because I was doing it before they could, because I had the guts to do it and they didn't. A lot of the boys that used to call me the F word, who would just call me out of my name because of my sexuality, who made me feel uncomfortable because of my sexuality, are the same boys who are in my inbox, my DMs to this day. Now, I've never been the type to expose. I've never been the type to put somebody else's business out there or out someone, even though there's times where I'm like, damn, like you used to make fun of me, like you used to call me the very same thing that you are now. If there's any queer folk watching this and you feel like I can't keep going forward, you can go forward. I'm proof that it does get better. Your bullies will be potential crushes or people in your inbox later on, honey. The glow up is real. We're gonna go ahead and dust off the excess powder on our under eyes. I feel like it's sat there for due amount of time. Wipe that off. Boom, boom, boom. So far, I'm really loving how this is coming together. So I'm taking that pink, peach, it's really like a peachy shade in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit my cheeks with that blush, like so. And if it's too intense, you can always tone it down with a beauty blender when you go ahead and spray it with setting spray. Go ahead and hit the sides of my nose, like so. And don't be afraid to just go in there with your fingers. I know you guys are like waiting for me to use a brush, but honestly, your fingers are like the quickest, easiest way to get things done. If you feel like that's a bit too intense, you can always just go back in there with the leftover from your foundation brush and tone it out and blend it out. Just want a simple dimple nose contour, nothing crazy or extravagant. So I'm gonna set my face and then I'm gonna marry everything in with this big beauty blender. You're just going to, while that's nice and wet, you want to go ahead and melt all those products together. You guys know I always say this is what really brings your look together and makes everything more skin-like. Pressing that setting powder in there is also going to give you that extra added layer of protection, as well as make your makeup last a lot longer. Oh, this beauty blender is so freaking bomb, you guys. So lately I haven't really been feeling highlighter, But for video's sake, I'm going to put just a tad bit on there. I don't want to look like a glazed donut. I feel like for date night, you really just want to keep it matte, simple, and cute. I'm going to be using Ofra Cosmetics Mini Highlighter in Rodeo Drive. I just think it's so cute. I haven't really used this one. I have a bigger version of it that I've been gravitating towards. So we're just going to go ahead and put some in our specific areas. You know, it's so crazy because I used to, oh wow, that is beautiful. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, that's beautiful. Are you guys seeing that? Wow. It's crazy because I used to look for love all the time. I was that person that was looking for love. I was that person that was always trying to have a boyfriend. And I would get myself into these situationships, as I like to call them, and then get upset when it didn't work out because I done created this whole fantasy in my head or idea of who this person was. And the reality was that person wasn't that, and that relationship wasn't what it was. And because I fantasized about it and I made this person out to be who they weren't, I ended up hurting myself in the end. It honestly wasn't until a good friend of mine was just like, hey, stop looking for it. Let it come to you. Honestly, it's so true. When you stop looking for things, things tend to find you. I stopped trying to be this person that I thought I needed to be in order to attract a certain person. And you'll thank yourself in the end when you're just being yourself and somebody happens to come along and like every bit and detail about you, every goofy part about you, every ridiculous part about you, because you can be yourself around that person completely. I always look up to my parents and their relationship. They've been together for over 20 years and they were best friends before they even got into a relationship. And my dad worships the ground that my mom walks on. And I love the relationship, the friendship that they have so much, and I value it. And I truly, I try to find a partner that is reminiscent of my father. I'm not out here looking for anyone. If it happens, it happens. I have been celibate for about 6 to 7 months. I had a surgery that complicated things. And then, you know, the whole virus situation that's going around too. We're in quarantine. And honestly, I've never felt more clear and level-headed than I am now. I feel like sometimes sex can really just cloud your judgment. A lot of people are in lust with someone, but they're not necessarily in love with someone. There is such thing as just having a sexual connection with somebody and you guys are both feeding off each other's sexual energy, but then there's nothing more than that. We're so quick to just jump into these relationships with people and not even have the feelings invested. We haven't even spent the time to get to know the person, but because we are so selfish and we don't want to be alone, we would rather get ourselves in this situationship with somebody that deep down inside you know you're not going to marry them. And I'm the type of person, like, call me old school, I don't care. If we're not on the road to marriage, like if I don't see myself marrying you, what am I doing? As well as I don't want to be wasting your time either. Like, that's just going to be, the more we play this game and we know we're just not going to make it in the end, we're just going to be hurting each other. Next, I'm going to be taking Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood, which is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks. And we're just going to be putting it all over the lips. Okay, so now that I have lips on, the lashes that I'm going to be using today are these bad boys. They're called Soltera by Lord Cosmetics. I'm going to go ahead and pop these on and I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, and I'm back with the final look. This is my take on a sultry, sensual makeup look. I think it's a perfect, quick look to go to for any little date that you have going on. I think it's a perfect look for a date night, a night out with your boo thing. Honestly, wearing this out to like a night out to the movies or to the fair, it's so beautiful. It's so simple, it's quick, it's easy. So yeah, guys, this is my quick go-to smoky eye. I've been doing this smoky eye for months. I haven't changed up my routine because if it's not broke, why fix it? I really think the lashes in style Soltera are super wispy. They're very flirty. They match the theme for the night. Honestly, they complement the look really well. I'm super happy with it. The highlighter is gorgeous. It's super blinding. And I didn't really put it anywhere else. I kept it in specific areas because we just really want the drama in the eyes. Unicorn Blood is one of those deep colors that demand attention as soon as you walk in the room. It's a super sexy way to just kind of vamp up your lip. All in all, I'm just really happy with the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what's a perfect date for you guys. We got a little personal here with our relationships and dating life. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what's an ideal date for you. What's the perfect date? What's a big turnoff for you on a date too? I really want to know. Sound off below. As always, guys, please don't forget to subscribe. I'd appreciate it so much if you guys share the link. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, besitos.